Hello friends, hi everyone. Thank you so much for watching Guru Grit. Welcome to another video. Um, as a lot of the other ones just kind of dawned on me in the moment, and I think I just feel like talking about it, so I'm going to do that. So today's topic is going to be dating in 2022 and just things that I've observed as a human on the planet during the year 2022. I'm not very impressed with, so I thought I would just answer some questions I've gotten in private. Just tell you what I think. I think that's one of the things that tends to make people laugh, is my opinion. I'm not sure if it's actually funny or tragic, but here we go. I'll try to make it quick too if I can. Um, Basically, I'm driving, bipping along through life, having a nice day, and I get some DMs, you know how Instagram is, and people are like, but Monica, I did everything right and I'm just not happy and I don't know why. And I'm like, damn, that sucks, because I know what that's like, to like follow the rules and do everything correctly and then just get like, just be had at the end of the day. Life is like that sometimes. But happiness is a choice, and this is a place for learning. So when we're talking about anything on this platform, it's going to be how to lift yourself up. So here's what I've observed about dating. And people ask things like that. They go, I did everything right and it's like not working out. Why hasn't it happened? Why hasn't this thing happened? So just one thing I want to say, whoever it resonates with is fine, but I've observed, I don't know if it's like where I live, or like just the generational thing or something, but we seem to have this common psychosis that like life will happen to you. It will just like come upon you, like if I just got mauled by like a saber-toothed tiger in the middle of summer. I'm pretty sure they're extinct. It's like that just, it can, but it's really not that probable. So I'm actually making a video today for book club, about Abraham Hicks's book, and what they really teach is like deliberate intent, like living with intention. So let's do that. Let's live with intent. Let's take the guesswork out of dating and just be like very humble and honest, okay? So firstly, I'd like to address young people. So if you're like, 18 to 25, well, that's young to me. I think that's quite young. I'll give you a personal anecdote. Number one, when I was growing up, we didn't have social media. So when I was 18 to 25, social media was just kind of like starting. Phones didn't even have apps, okay, when I was like 20. So I realize now how much influence that actually has on people. So the thing it's really good for is connecting with others, which I'm very appreciative, because I have a deep kinship for women and with women, and I feel like, oh, my experience can be reflected back to me in this way, and it's very meaningful. Some things you agree with, some things you don't, but it's interesting. But the thing that's important is to actually search your heart. So when I was young, you just liked what you liked, Of course there was pressure, there was magazines and all this crazy stuff, but it wasn't so persistent. Like I feel like today it's just really, really invasive. So for example, I'm gonna take social media telling you what to find attractive. So when I was growing up, being stick thin and only like little wisps for eyebrows for hair was acceptable for women, okay? They had to be like completely bald, they had to be very, very skinny. Diet culture was glorified. We used to like applaud people who were like on crash fad diets, okay? And today it's not like that, okay? Some like an augmented appearance or a curvy appearance, or like we just try to celebrate happiness in people. That would be like really cool. One thing I never understood growing up was why we were taught to be confident in school, and then when you displayed confidence as a woman, you were every, name in the book, etc. So just search your heart. Look the way that makes you happy. Act the way that makes you happy, spread joy, spread love. But when it comes to dating, one thing that's really, really pervasive is like expectations being taught to people. You're literally like, you're being taught what to find attractive. You're being told what's acceptable, and you believe it because everyone around you parrots the same thing. So you all like, so I'll give you the example. When I was in high school, someone said something like, that boy's really cute, I wish he'd ask me out. I was like 14 or 15, and they, don't you think so? And I was like, why would I think so? They're like, because you're like tall. You would love that if he asked you out, wouldn't you? And I was like, what's that got to do with anything? I've never seen this dude in my life. And they were like, but you're tall, so surely like, because he's tall, that would like be the best thing for you. And I was like, what? How can someone be attractive just because they're tall? First of all, you can't even help it. That's so stupid. It's like so stupid. But then I thought about it. Like I literally remember what I was wearing when this moment, like this thing of clarity, like downloaded into my consciousness. And I thought, hold on. Do you find him attractive because he's tall, or do you think you find him attractive because you were told that tall men are supposed to be attractive, you know? And it was just like a moment where I thought, no, actually, I'm tall, but I'm not heightist. Like, I'm just not. And I never was. And I just, like, you have to search your heart from time to time and actually figure out what works for you, what doesn't, okay? So these days, there's a lot of stuff going around telling people what's acceptable for a woman, what's not, what's acceptable for a man, what's not. Just be right with yourself. That's the first thing. Like, be deliberate about who you are as a person and actually have some character. A lot of people are like missing character. I don't care if you're a tall king. I don't care if you're a short king. When you approach me, you speak to me like the lady that I am. If you cannot do that, please go speak to someone else. I'm not going to hold you here. I don't care, right? But there's like these weird things. The second thing, okay, so know who you are. Secondly, know what you want. Know what you're about. And thirdly, if other people don't get it, that's just none of your business. So I'll give you this example. I had a coworker who was married. I knew her and her husband, and they're very lovely people. And she said she was so excited to set up a friend of hers on this like blind date with their mutual friend. And she's like, I went terribly. I said, how did it go for a friend? Oh my God, so bad. I was like, why? What happened? I'm thinking someone got stabbed, because I've heard of that at a restaurant before, right? Like, it's just like too much violence for you to enjoy your date. And she said it was their first date, and he asked, pay attention now, he asked her what she was looking for. Okay, it's the first time meeting, two mammals on a date, eating food. One of the oldest things our species has ever done is congregate and break bread together and like bond by looking into each other's eyes and like sharing trust. It's very normal. It's better than what dogs do, sniffing each other's backsides, okay? And she said, oh, I want to get married. And he said, okay. And then he went to their friends and called her crazy and said she was desperate and said she was needy and said he never wanted to see her again. And so she was a bit shocked by this, and this is what her friends agreed with the guy. And then this woman comes and tells me, oh, she did something she shouldn't have done. She told him she wanted to get married. It's desperate, blah, 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 blah. I said, hold on a minute. Aren't you married? She said, yeah, but. And I said, yeah, but that's not an accident. That's not an accident. You don't wake up one day and your future mate was just on bended knee at the side of your bed like the worst stalker ever. It was like, what is this about? No. You expressed your desire to share your life with someone and build something with somebody. Why is that embarrassing? And this is the part I don't get. It wasn't unprompted. He asked her the question and then made her look crazy. This goes both ways. I'm giving you an example from my life that I thought was funny. So I don't know this girl, but I backed her. I told her friend, I was like, you know what? If you were my friend, I would have just like popped you, just bam, right in the mouth for saying something so crazy to me, undermining my intelligence. And I said to her, these two, by the way, she was 26, the guy was a little bit older. And I thought, you know what? I'm glad he will never see her again. She will go on to marry, because this is deliberate intention. You have to actually know what you want. And she has the courtesy on a date to answer a question when it is asked of her, you know, and speaking truth, whatever, no pressure. She never said it was gonna be him. She just said, you know. But he's gonna die alone. Because if at 28, 29, this is your level of maturity, lack of social decorum, what do you expect? Like, who's lining up to wed you with that kind of judgment, you know? So this is the thing I find interesting about the modern age. It just seems like we are so flooded with option and alternatives, you know? And I don't think most people actually even want that. I really don't. When I speak to people, I don't care if I speak to 23-year-olds, I speak to 21-year-olds, I speak to 31, 41, 51-year-olds. They're all the same. They just want someone to flow their love to. They want someone to have coffee with in the morning, call when they're down, you know, someone to pick you up from the airport, like basic human companionship. And they're made to feel ashamed if they don't have like a roster or people on rotation, or that it's somehow like embarrassing to want something so sincere. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive and I'm some total moron, but I think I was like, you know, I have very happy parents, so I was raised to think that this is a good thing. And now we're being like deceived into thinking marriage is some kind of scam. I'm not saying you have to be married, but experiencing companionship is really nice, you know, and if that's right for you in your heart, then you deserve it. So don't let anyone make you feel, you know, less than or misunderstood or something like that because you want what you want. Don't let anybody like double trap you like that girl did by answering that question on a date. Because my answer would have been, why are you here then? You know, like, what are you, you're wasting my time and yours. You're really like doubling down on the stupid here right now. You know, you're like wasting your own night. Just make it make sense. And this is the crazy part. He actually wanted to get married. He was just following rules that were given to him. No think, right? He just digested. This is the issue with the modern age. To some extent, we've all become consumers. We just consume information. We consume opinion. I'm going to discuss that when I go through the Abraham Hicks book, hopefully if my camera holds out after this. But yeah, just like no thinking for oneself. What's wrong with that, you know? And then this is the third part, you know, if people in your circle don't understand that, please take a page out of Abraham's book and just, that's what they call the peanut gallery. Don't pay any attention to it. You get to want what you want. So dating in 2022, I would say please like have a clear intention of what you want. If you want a short-term relationship, be honest with that in your heart, in yourself. If you want a long-term relationship, if you're not even sure, well, sure, go figure that out, you know, but just don't like lie about it, and then don't feel bad about it either. So I'd love to discuss more on this in the future. I think it's like 11 minutes now. We'll stop that. But there's just so much pressure for like both guys and girls, and I'm just like, why are we turning something that's meant to be really joyful, you know, and fun, getting to know another person, watching their personality unfold, deciding if you want the same things out of life, how you're going to go about those things, making the most of it into some kind of like taboo thing where you're meant to ridicule people, and I just think it's so juvenile and it makes me want to like yarf. So let's just let people date and have fun and be themselves and stay out of each other's business. I think it's for the best. I also encourage everyone to really search your heart. Like, does it really matter if someone looks a certain way? Does it really matter what kind of shoes they wear? If it matters to you, it matters. But not everything you've been taught will actually matter to you, right? So just ask yourself, like, what really works for you, okay? Because according to society, I'm supposed to only like really, really tall dudes, and I don't. I just like who I like. It's just the way that it is, you know? But yeah, in any case, please liberate your minds, free yourselves, and this is a place for learning. I will discuss more in future. For now, Abraham awaits. Until next time, I love you all very much. Bye-bye.